Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Okay, hey Kevin, how are you today? Okay, so 6:15 and
Hey, you
6:45.
guys. We're so excited that you're with us on
Okay.
Facebook. I know y'all are in for it today. I know you're in for the topic today. Snitch. Who's a snitch? Who's a snitch? I can't wait for this conversation. It is going to be so much fun. And you guys, we want to thank you so much for sharing the way you're
Thank you.
sharing. This is making such a difference, such a difference. We're growing, growing, growing. And don't forget, Facebook. We see your comments, but we want you to call in. We want you to call in. We want you to call in. Call into the force. Call into the force of friendship. I got one in here. I'm listening to see when we're coming on. You guys, we're going to have 2 breaks in addition to our break. So we have 2 commercial breaks for golf. So I'm going to try to be working this thing where I make sure that you guys see what's happening on the phone. Don't forget to share with your friends. We're going to start dancing in just a second because they're going to start playing our music. Oh my gosh, when you see us on the radio, it is awesome. You guys are saying hello to each other. Yes, say hello to the Force Tribe. Say hello to the Force Tribe. And invite 2 girlfriends. Just think of 2 girlfriends. Oh, here comes our music. You see us dancing? Here they come. Here they come. Chris is running it today. I'm going to turn this down. You guys are going to be able to hear us. It's going to be awesome. So exciting. It's coming out. Here my girls at. All right, you guys, stay with us. Keep commenting. We see your comments. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. We are back. We are back. Hello, hello, everyone. It is Let's Talk About It Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day here in it is Wednesday. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm still stuck on Tuesday. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, you guys. It is a winning Wednesday. How about that? And it is so beautiful here in the D. I'm telling you, it's like a summer day. We're so excited that spring is here. And I hope you guys, wherever you are, that it is a wonderful winning Wednesday for you as well. And you are listening to We Got Issues on 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF Radio. And I am your host, Chrisette Ellis from the D. I want to thank you for joining us, whether you're in your car, in your kitchen, maybe you're watching us live on 910 or our Force of Friendship Facebook page, wherever you're watching. We want to thank you. And do us a favor, tell a friend to check us out. We appreciate you helping us get the word out. So share, share, share. And of course, joining me today are my co-hosts. I got Sabrina, Gloria, and Katrina, who is driving across America, headed back to the West Coast. And so we're excited that we are able to come to you Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. We are talking about the issues that matter. You know, I got issues for real. You got issues. We all have issues, but we want to talk about them right here, Monday through Friday on 9:10 a.m., the Superstation. We'll be bringing you the love, the light, the laughter, and the lessons. Yes, and so today, we are so excited because we're going to be talking about a hot topic. I know you've had conversations around the table. You've had conversations with your girlfriends. You've had conversations with your kids for sure. And we're talking about to snitch or not to snitch when it comes to our children and their social media. Now, let me just say this. I know especially in the Black community,
we have a love-hate relationship with snitching. Depending on who you talk to, some will either say, tell the truth and shame the devil, or they'll say, snitches get stitches. So, what side are you on? What side are you on? So, listen, if you are a parent, a relative, a friend, and you've had to snitch on a niece, a nephew, a daughter, a son, or a family friend, we want you to give us a call and tell us how you did it. Call us at 313-778-7600. Again, that's 313-778-7600. We want you to tell us how you are handling or how you handle that situation. So again, I'm so excited that I'm here with my girlfriends because we're gonna talk about it all. So I'm gonna throw it over to my girlfriend, Sabrina from Chapel Hill. What's up, Sabrina?
Hey, girlfriends, how are you? How are you? How are you? I so look forward to this time of the day. I just am like a kid in the candy store, like, is it almost time? Is it almost time? Do I get to see my girlfriend soon? So, oh my goodness, that's my cousin talking about, Sabrina, who in our family is a snitch? We got a lot of snitches in our family. I mean, talking about, social media patrols. We really do. Oh my goodness, you guys, it went from zero to hero. It's like almost 90 degrees in Chapel Hill today.
Wow.
90 doggone degrees, 87 degrees. And so it's a beautiful day, but it's like, come on, I want some spring before we go to summer, okay? Give me some spring. And so I don't know if you guys caught the Soul of America last night. I don't know who caught that. If any of our viewers caught Soul of America, there was a piece on about reparations in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And just really a somber story. We're coming upon the 100th anniversary of the greatest race riot in our country, 1921 race massacre of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I'm a descendant of race massacre survivors. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to have my sister on soon, who's a state rep, to talk about reparations and all of that good stuff. That's another talk show, but that's been heavy on my mind since last night. And so I'm excited about our topic today, because when I tell you it gets juicy, because my kids like, Mama, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just act like you don't see it. I'm like, I see it, okay? And I'm about to tell somebody. So, Katrina, going out west, tell us, how is your trip going, girlfriend? How y'all doing?
Okay, well, I hope you can hear me. I'm doing like this with the trucks as we rolling by. We are in South Dakota. Okay, we're headed to Mount Rushmore, y'all. Mount Rushmore. We went a little bit off the beaten path. He hasn't been to Mount. I haven't been. Dad hasn't been. So this is the furthest north we've been on 90. Furthest north I've been in this part ever. And so yesterday I was looking for Toto and Dorothy. Now I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I will tell you one thing. We went through Nebraska. They had masks on. South Dakota. First stop. The people working have masks on because you're in the BP and, you know, it's a corporation, so they probably have a mandate, but nobody had a mask on. So this woman's in the bathroom with her makeup, no mask. And I was looking at her like, I didn't even go over and dry my hands, because I'm like, I'm not stepping close to you. I gave her the side eye and kept it moving, okay? Because, you know, I got masks, I got everything. I got pockets, so I don't have
sanitizer.
So and I'm Katrina, you're looking for Dorothy. You're looking for Dorothy in Iowa. She's in Kansas, not Iowa.
I know. But that's what I was looking for. You know, but okay, so it goes along with crazy, lazy. I'm a Californian. I realized it yesterday, but I'm telling you, I'm the newest one to the parenting game. I have not been blessed to give birth to kids, but I have 14 grandkids. And Chris, I'm a snitch on all of them.
You snitching on all of them. Every last one.
I'm snitching, so we're going to talk about it. I can't wait. I will snitch because I think you'll appreciate it. So Gloria, how you doing?
Oh, when I tell you, this has been funny already, y'all. This has been funny already. And it is going to be funny tonight. This one, Chris, is funny. Snitch or not snitch. Wait, let me tell you something. Katrina, the reason that you can't find what you're looking for in South Dakota is there's nothing to see. I'm not even sure there is a South Dakota, for real, like for real. My girlfriend told me this joke. She said, when a dog runs away in North Dakota, he can be running for 4 days and you can still see him running. It's so flat out there. I mean, you guys, I can't wait for us to open up and see the world. You know, we're going to see the world, but right now we're going to see Mount Rushmore from Katrina's car. So I hope you guys are following her along. I want to tell you, when Sabrina was talking about Tulsa, I remember going to the building that your family has had built because of that and seeing the pictures, you guys. So we have to all dig in and look for the soul of the nation, because we have to stay woke and we have to stay informed. And when I saw those pictures, you know, I had heard about it, but when you see the real pictures and read the real articles at the real time, it does something for your soul. And I'm so appreciative that they're getting this type of attention. Well overdue. But it's going to be an interesting one. And what I love about this, you guys, is we're bringing you everything on We Got Issues. We are bringing you everything. Talk about laugh, love, lessons, laughter. I mean, we bringing everything for sure. So really, honestly, tonight, you're going to find out who's crazy, who's sassy, who's messy, who's bossy, and you're going to know who your friend is and what category she is, and give us some more categories. So we can't wait. Chris, I'm passing it back to you.
All right. So let's go ahead and dive into this: to snitch or not to stitch. Now, let me just give you a little bit of statistics. So according to social media and teens, it says social media plays a big role in teen culture today. Survey shows that 90% of teens ages 13 to 17 have used social media. 75% report having at least one active social media profile. 51% report visiting a social media site at least daily. 2/3 of teens have their own mobile devices with internet capabilities. Now, the danger of social media, it is very real. The Teen Internet Safety Survey said they found that the average teen spends nearly 6 hours online each day, with 92% of those being social media users. They also found that as a result of the frequent internet and social media use, that 1 in 4 teens have been the victim of cyberbullying via social media. 50% of teens have witnessed cyberbullying, and more parents are taking steps to manage their teens' internet use. Roughly half of teens admit taking steps, check this out, to hide their online behavior from parents. Okay, so as tech savvy as you think you are, and many parents, and I'll talk about that later, are not, our teens are totally savvy when it comes to social media, when it comes to technology. So, you know, this topic is one that, while it sounds funny on the surface, right? But really, there are a lot of reasons why we really need to talk about this topic, because of all that's going on. And, you know, especially in the Black community, you guys, you know, we have, as I said earlier, love-hate relationship with don't tell, don't say anything. And of course, you don't want to get people in trouble. And so let me open it up and ask the girlfriends, have there been a time in your life, or in your children's life, where you may have seen something posted and you had to have that conversation, tell them to take it down, say it was inappropriate? I remember when my kids were younger, and I believe the first social media platform for them back in the day was MySpace. How many of you guys remember MySpace? And, you know, I guess I wasn't, you know, as a parent, I wasn't that into social media at the time. And I remember Kiera and her little girlfriends, they were on. But you know what? I thank God for having a friend that was watching it all. And I can remember her texting me and saying, Chris, you need to check out this post that Kiera has on. I'm throwing Kiera out there. She like, for real, Mom? And it was her and her little girlfriend. And they had this post to me that was a little risque for their age. And I pulled it up. I went and I had that conversation with Kiera. I said, take it down right now. But I said, I'm not going to tell you who the police was, who told me. I just
Right.
need you to take it down. And so she did. But I promise you, I never told her until she was an adult who the snitch was, right? Because I did not want her to be mad at her, and I still wanted her to trust her. So sometimes you got to keep the identity of a snitch has to be kept real private. But I know that was one instance that I had with my daughter. How about any of you?
Well, let me just say this. On Facebook, Cornelia Carter just jumped out there. She said, I'm a grandma that snatches tablets, phones. She snatches tablets, phones, whenever her grandkids come over. She said, no TikTok, no Snapchat, no nothing for them at their house. They are outside playing. And if she sees something, she'd be happy to snitch. So, Cornelia, I just absolutely love it. You guys, I'm down here in Florida with my grandkids right now. And I'm telling you, I keep my eyes open, peeled. And I like them knowing that I'll tell something because they're at that age when it's important. It's important. You know, I think that it changes and the circumstances change it. But when I tell you this stuff is funny, OMG, because we can go from social media. We can go to a whole lot of places where, you know, snitching or non-snitching, and who's snitching? Do you snitch on your child? Do you snitch on your grandchild? Do you snitch on your sister? And what did you used to do? There's a lot of ways we can go. That's what I want to say.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because I've gone through times when, you know, I mean, of course, when I got on Facebook, my kids got off of Facebook, okay? When I got on Instagram, they stopped posting as much. And then Snapchat, they said, if you get on Snapchat, I ain't accepting you, okay? So that's really how they communicate on a platform that I cannot even see now. And it's probably for the better. I'm glad that they are all adults now. So I don't have to threaten them to let me on that platform because I think many times I would not like what the conversations are. I would not like what they are doing out there. I'm just so grateful that I did not grow up in this era. So are we going to a break? We're going to a break?
We're going to a break. We're going to the break, and we will be right back talking about to snitch or not to snitch. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we have an extra break here.
Right. Oh my goodness. Hey, you guys, it is an extra break going down for us right now. This is so interesting, you guys. I'm so glad you guys are following us on Facebook because they're doing something now where the radio station is going to talk about golf. They have to talk about golf at a certain break and then another golf commercial or informative. This is the first time for us seeing it. So that's pretty exciting, but I am loving this. You guys are cracking me up in the Facebook chat, cracking me up. Absolutely. I'm going to tell. I told my goddaughter, I'll snatch to her parents for sure. I understand. And it's so funny how different personalities snitch, y'all. Is that crazy? That is so crazy. So crazy. So how about people that snitch on you?
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me?
That is hilarious. So we're just doing a whole lot here. It's working for us, and we're so excited to have you guys with me. Yeah, I love it. If I see something that endangers my nieces and nephews, I will snitch. Absolutely, DeRay. Absolutely. I love it, you guys. I love the fact that, and you guys, let me just have this. Do me a favor, Facebook. Write down a topic you'd like to hear us talk about. Let's do a free fall right quick. I would. Here's the commercial about golfing. I wonder how many of you have ever golfed. Truly. How many? So, yes. Oh, no titles. Who here has golfed? Have you guys ever golfed? Have you ever golfed? Oh yeah, natural hair care. Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Really? A cousin who's a pro instructor. Wow, never. Personal growth. Yes, yes. You guys have to all try something often. You guys already got to try stuff that's new. So we're going to go back into the show in just a minute. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you tell people about it. We're so glad we see the regulars, and we're so glad to have some new friends in the force. This is exciting to have new friends in the force. This is super exciting. We want you guys to stay engaged with us. Oh my goodness, I'm listening on one ear to the commercials on the one ear. And don't forget to call in, y'all. Don't forget to call in 313-778-7600. So much. Okay, Dre, her dad played golf, Dre. Awesome. Yes. I know, Bernetta. We grew up before social media. You know, I remember my parents saying, I don't know what we're going to do. Every generation thinks they got the worst challenge in the planet. But you never know. I'm so glad, Elisa. You like our show. Thank you. Tracy, putt. That's hilarious. You know what I think they're going to do? I guess they're going to go right to the 6:20 break and then do some more commercials. Wow. Okay. Parents in college and balancing school with raising kids. Right. Exactly. Wow. I snitched to avoid regret and out of love. Diane, I love that, Diane. I love that. She knows she snitches and she knows why she snitches. That's good. DeRay said that's a great idea. Great idea. Cornelia said great idea. Yes, absolutely. You guys, this is so crazy. I've never had this long of a commercial break. Can you stand it? But you guys are hanging with us. You're hanging with us. I hear you, Sabrina. You talk. You there?
I don't know. I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you.
How about Rio in the backstory? How about Rio in the
Look at
background?
Rio. He got a bath today. Doesn't he look pretty?
Oh, yeah, let's sleep on Rio.
I know. Rio. He's like, Rio. He's so worn out in his bed.
I wonder how many of our friends on Facebook have a dog, y'all.
And we're going to do a dog show soon, a pet show.
Yes.
About dogs.
Yes. We're going to talk about dogs. That's been fun. Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes,
So
what
good.
city are you calling from? I know you're from the East Coast, the West Coast. We like to know where our tribe is from.
Yes.
And make sure you share this broadcast. Okay, what you do with the kids over the summer?
Brenda has 6 dogs.
Really? Wow, Drea. What kind of dogs, Drea? Drea, what kind of dogs?
Oh, I'm a dog lover. Jenny's a dog lover. Tracy says, me. Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you. We sound good.
778-7600. Are you the snitching type, or do you sit back and just let it all happen in front of your eyes like you didn't see nothing? Gloria's love and belong, and she don't tell on nobody. She just look at everything and act like, I don't see nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
I ain't got to remember nothing. I ain't got to say nothing.
If you the super snitch type, you can call and snitch on somebody on the air. So call us. In the world.
Exactly.
Oh, 3 Shih Tzus, a Shih Poo, a Shorty, and a Muggin. I can look those up. I just know the Shih Tzu.
Agus.
That's beautiful.
This is a long commercial break. Ain't it? This is
the force is hanging with us. The force is hanging with us. Y'all hanging with us as we sit here. Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, for real. This is so fun. We're talking on stream now, talking on Facebook, talking on radio, talking to each other. OMG, texting with everybody in the world.
A rowdy and a snoodle. Here we
Oh,
go.
a Rody and a Snoodle. A Snoodle.
Gloria kept my tattoo a secret. That is
Secret keeper. She really is.
All right. We are coming back. We are back after that break, and we have been talking about to snitch or not to snitch. Now, listen, according to Cox Communication in the recent Teen Internet Safety Survey, it says that because of teenagers, their limited capacity for self-regulation and susceptibility to peer pressure, children and adolescents are at some risk as they navigate and experiment with social media. Recent research indicates that there are frequent online expressions of offline behaviors such as bullying, click forming, and sexual experimentation that have introduced problems such as cyberbullying, privacy issues, and sexting. Other problems that merit awareness include internet addiction and concurrent sleep deprivation. You guys, that is real. You know, I was thinking about several years ago, I saw an interview with Facebook's founding president, Sean Parker, and he said this, and I thought this was very interesting. He said when Facebook was being developed, the objective was, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible? It was this mindset that led to the creation of features such as the like button that would give users a little dopamine hit to encourage them to upload more content. It's a social validation feedback loop, which exploits a vulnerability in human psychology. So in essence, what he said, the way they created Facebook was that you become addictive, because everybody, if you don't know, dopamine is that feel good that is released, and we feel good when we get it. So the more likes you get, the better you feel. And while it might sound innocent, sometimes, you know, especially our teenagers that don't know how to handle all of that, depending on who they are, they could really open themselves up to individuals that are on Facebook, you know, trying to do nefarious things. And we'll talk about, you know, the sex trafficking and what they look for in these teenagers and young people that are on there, you know, posting a lot about how they feel and, you know, what they're doing, this, that, and the other. So there are, again, Facebook has pros and it definitely has some cons. So listen, if you are a parent, if you are a mother, if you're a father, if you are a sister, brother, you have nieces and nephews and friends that are using minors that are using Facebook, we want to hear from you. Call us at 313-778-7600. We want you to share with us. I know online it is popping. And let me tell you something. In the group on Facebook, all of them snitches. I haven't seen one person say they wouldn't tell. Everybody's like, I'm telling it all if I see it. So let me ask this question. Every last one of them, Chris. Every last one of them. Okay. Snitch. Every last. They are snitches. If they live in your neighborhood, they gonna tell it. They gonna tell it all, okay? So let me ask the girlfriends this. So how do you feel if you had a teenager that, you know, is following their cousin or following a friend and they see something that's just outlandish, it's like, OMG. But you as a parent may not be following your niece or your nephew. Maybe they don't want you to follow them, but your teenager is, and they see something and it's like, Mom, check this out. And you see it and you're like, you gasp because you're like, you can't believe they posted it. Now, your teenager said, well, Mom, don't say nothing because I don't want my cousin, you know, to get mad at me. So what do? Do you not say anything because your teenager said, please don't say anything? Or do you snitch and either go to your niece or nephew and you call them first, or do you go to their parent? How would you handle that?
That's a tough one because sometimes family matters. If you call and snitch, you're going to get cussed out. Okay. So what you calling here for? Okay. So sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. They don't want to know what you saw. And so you just better leave it alone. You just need to know that. And sometimes, because it's real, you guys, we all have it in the family, in our families, on one side or the other. There have been things that we've seen. And if I am a little too shy or not brave enough to confront the issue, I will call my braver cousin, who she will just, she don't care. She gonna pick up the phone and say, look here, This is what we see, okay? So I will honor.
Look at here, cousin. Look at here. Look at here.
Confronting or not saying, but I did go to somebody else and they handled it. So it got handled, not necessarily directly through me, but it got handled. How about
so
that?
you're undercover snitch.
Yeah,
you're undercover snitch.
Undercover.
And you know what? That's surprising, Sabrina. I'm really kind of surprised that you're undercover snitch. I thought you would be, out the box. Yep, that's what Auntie Bree do. I'm gonna snitch all, but I see you go undercover.
No. Because I want all them to love me. I want all them to love me. Come to my house for the family reunion. I don't want them mad at me when they get here.
But you guys, really, the greater issue is, what if sometimes your silence can lead to regret? And the silence and the regret of, if it leads to something bigger, you don't want to live with the, I should have said, if only I had said something. And, sometimes when you say stuff, people may be angry at first, but in the scope and the bigger picture of it, is it better to have people to be angry with you for a minute or month or whatever, but you know that the bigger picture was, I had to say something? Yes, no, maybe.
But you know what? Oh, let me tell you something.
Katrina.
I really think, Chris, that's an excellent question. And I really think, can you hear us?
Oh,
I really think that's an excellent question, but you have to look at it with one eye open. You never know exactly if it's something you should snitch on or something not. And you sleep I saw it, but do I say it this time or do I say it in a minute? But I also say this. Sometimes what holds people back is, although it's the right thing, they never let you forget it. They get angry and they stay angry forever. So then there's another component of, should I snitch or should I not? I really think incident by incident is a way to tell the difference. I think incident by incident. Katrina, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say something that, I'm really erring on the side of protecting them and protecting their future. The funny side of it is, I often will jump on one of my grandchildren's lives and I see them act in a certain way, and then they go, oh Gigi, and then they change up when they're live, and then I have a private conversation afterwards. I'm like, okay, I love and I'm not able to flip back to see who it was in the chat. Gloria, you could shout out her name, who said what's on social media is going to be there forever. So I was just talking to a young woman in college, and she wants to pledge my sorority, AKA, and I was like, girl, I'm looking at your social media, you better clean it up. Okay, you better clean it up. But seriously, Chris, when you talked about the most severe case, can we just talk about pornography? You have got to protect your kids. You have got to know how to put those locks on, and because just letting them act a certain way on social media, all of a sudden that just opens them up, and people will see it. Even their social media being public versus having it just only to their friends opens them up for people to be sex traffickers and others to be able to see them. We have a mutual friend who actually had to get software on the phone, y'all, that would monitor their child's software. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see the view in front of me. It's unbelievable in South Dakota. This is the water.
Wow.
So I'm going to do some social media real quick. But I mean, seriously, you must protect your child. And of course, we want them. We're not friends, but we want them to love us. But I'm just saying, snitch. You gotta snitch.
Absolutely. I think we have a caller. Is Brian still with us? Brian, are you here?
by that system, because once the Caucasian puts you in that situation where you have no choice because you tried all the Caucasian systems to be a part of something that's not, then we turn to violence and to crime. So here we go. I don't like the word snitching. If the police can tell on each other, then I think the people in the streets should tell on each other instantly. So as soon as a crime happened in the community, I'm gonna shock y'all with this one. In Detroit, 15 to 20% of the killings and the homicide is because one of the officers told the family member exactly who the witness is. Hey, I'm a Jones, baby. I tell the truth. I believe records, friends who done it. I'm a lying. I'm transparent. And I don't play games. If you got a question for me, fine. But I love for y'all to talk about that, because I'm still paying a price, like one of y'all just said, for my brother telling on us. He didn't snitch. He told on us. He felt pressure. So I still have a little sentiment over it. But I forgave you. But will I ever forget it? No. Because I was a part of that. So that means I was a part of my mother's death. I believe records, baby. So let me get the truth, and I'm out.
Wow, Brian. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, that story was just absolutely pivoting, and for you to have experienced that and to share with us, about your mom. And so sorry to hear about your mom passing. And, as we're talking about this conversation, of course, we know there's a deeper conversation that we can have, especially in the Black community, when it comes to the crime and people being afraid to tell the police, what has gone down in their neighborhood, because they're afraid that, they will reap the repercussions of, being a tattletale. And so totally understand, that snitching can have a very bad connotation. But in this conversation, I really think, that, as I said, most of our online audience are saying, hey, tell it, because like you said, you believe that because your brother did tell, he saved your life. And that's what we want to make sure that we are doing, is that we never want to withhold information that we will regret later, that could have made a positive difference in that person's life. Anybody? Gloria, it seemed like you wanted to say something to Brian. Okay. All right. So you guys, you know what? I want to talk about, I think, Katrina, you brought it up. You brought it up when you talked about that what our young people post on social media, whether they're minors or teenagers or even young adults, how that fingerprint can follow them the rest of their life. Because even though you take it down, somebody could have already taken a picture of it, saved it, shared it. And so you can take it down, but sometimes if you don't take it down quick enough, it's already been shared so many times. So it's out there. So that can follow you. But a bigger problem too is with sex trafficking. And that, yet again, is another conversation that we can talk about. But one of the things that I found out is that sex traffickers use social media to specifically seek out vulnerable children, and they are able to reach them. According to a study that was done on sex trafficking, it says they really seek out children who post expressions of fear, emptiness, disappointment. They'll say things something like, nobody gets me, my life sucks, I need to get out of here. So those are some of the key words that sex traffickers look for. And so, a lot of times they would look for vulnerable children who they can tell, are probably doing some kind of substance abuse, or they are at the verge of running away. So all of those indicators, as parents and concerned relatives, are things that we really need to pay attention to, because we know that sex trafficking is real. And I believe that Michigan is one of the biggest states when it comes to sex trafficking. So yeah, it is really important that we monitor and that we get involved with, you know, what it is that our children are posting. I know you said, Katrina, that, you know, there are certain things that you can do to monitor what your children or teenagers are posting so that you are able to see it. Sabrina, you have anything you want to add?
Gloria has her hand up. Go, Gloria.
Let me just say this. I was so interested in the part that the Facebook Cleo says sex traffickers are slick. And Tracy says they're predators, you guys. So this is something on a very serious note that you now see people talking a little bit more of, and there's a much longer way to go. And with social media, that has become a really interesting thing. And Millicent said, I saw my sister's boyfriend with another woman before cell phones and asked him to do me a favor, to go to her sister's house and tell her about the woman because she was going to go to the house after she left that place. So I'm just saying that sex predator, the real life situation, the things that can happen. You know, you brought something real to light when you talked about the fact that it could happen anyway and to all degrees. That's what you talk about a little bit, and then you talk about the degrees of sex trafficking. I just amazed. I want to bring that up from the Facebook group.
You guys, let me just, to all of the parents that are listening and are watching, these are some of the things that are suggested that parents can do to monitor what their children are doing with their social media. It talks about friending or following your child's social media accounts with an agreement about whether you will or you won't post or respond to their posts. So, communication is key. Communication is key. And the bottom line is, depending on the age of your child that has been given the privilege to have a social media account, especially if you're paying for it, then I believe you absolutely have a right to see what they're posting. It also talks about no screen time, such as no screens at the dinner table, no screens in the bathroom or after a certain time of day, no social media until homework is done. Also, ensuring that privacy settings are turned on to limit access to personal information. Now, that is really, really key, because a lot of times, even as adults, we'll get something and they'll want to know, tell us where you are. I'm like, you don't need to know where I am. And so many times I'll say, no, you don't need to know my location. But it gets back to, a lot of times parents are not as tech savvy as their kids are. And so unless parents know that you need to go and turn that privacy, keep that privacy on, their cell phones, a lot of times that personal information gets out there. And then instructing your teens not to share full names, addresses, telephone numbers, social security numbers, password, bank or credit card numbers. Because again, I think somebody said on Facebook, is that these predators, whether they are sex traffickers or whether it's just individuals trying to steal, do you know, and I don't know the percentage, but a big thing is that there are individuals that are stealing these teenagers' identity early on. And by the time they are young adults, their credit is totally jacked up because they were able to get a lot of their personal information and open up credit cards and whatnot in their names. And then lastly, exploring apps which limit internet access to age-appropriate sites. So those are just a few of the things that as a parent we can do to make sure that our children are safe when they are navigating in the social media world. So Gloria, do we have any more? Go ahead, Sabrina.
Sabrina was saying something real quick. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Somebody said, thankfully, my girls aren't old enough to have accounts on social media, but they will grow up and your time is coming. So I'm so glad that enjoy them while they're not at that age, because they will want to be on social media. I often think about the pressure our young people find themselves in this social world. It's a lot of pressure. I don't know how they concentrate in school. I don't know how they're free to be with all of that going on. It's so much noise in your head. As a grown-up, a great grown-up like myself, it's a lot of noise. And I go through these phases myself. Like, I would think I just need to take a break. I would just love to shut it off, to quiet my soul and quiet my spirit. But then, of course, with business and everything, I think that I need to stay connected. But I just think it's a lot of pressure. And I think as parents, we need to be able to have those open, honest conversations with our young people to say, you know what, it's okay to just shut it down. Quiet yourself. Listen to the birds, listen to some other kind of podcasts that are positive and uplifting, because there is a certain kind of pressure to get the likes, to see how many friends you have.
Right.
That is a pressure all by itself that I think, man, I'm so glad I just grew up with 2 + 2 being 4 and trying to divide and subtract without all the other. And so in this busy world, I just think it's up to the grown-ups to say, it's don't succumb to the pressure of it all.
You know, it's a lot out here. We have some comments here. Jenny said something. She said it takes a village. And with online schooling, I had some potential pervert reaching out to her 16-year-old. And you guys, they're online because they have to be at school. And the people are going through all these breakdowns. So, you know, we say this all the time, oh, we got issues, but everybody's got to stay woke. You got to stay woke about all the different issues that we have. And I love the fact that she said it still takes a village with all that's going on. Even the village conversation about y'all watch this app, watch this, what's going on. Someone else said, Lanissa White said, the new scam is on Cash App. So stay really woke about the Cash App information, because they try to get all of your information in the Cash App. You guys, there's so many twists and turns. And oh my, Jenny also said in the gaming world. So you know, social media lends itself onto the gaming world. And so that's another big area where they are all into it. And most parents are not even able to understand the games that they're playing or how they're doing those games. So that's a big deal too, Chris. Big deal.
Right, absolutely. And we're going to be going to a break in a minute. We're talking about the 2021 Masters. So of course, they're giving those commercials about the Masters. But you guys, you know, while we are talking about, you know, to snitch or not to snitch, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, we understand that there are benefits of, you know, the social media world. We know that, you know, our young people, they want to stay connected to their friends. That's a good thing. They get to meet new friends and that share their same interests. That's a good thing. Finding community and support for specific activities, that's good. And so it is a way of expressing themselves. And so we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Woo! You guys, okie dokie, that was really juicy. I'm so glad you guys are back. We're on a commercial break with the company. With the radio station. You guys, this is so fun. It's so fun to say, coming to you from WFDF, 910 AM, the Superstation. Can you guys even believe we're saying that? You guys, we're into week 5 and 6, and your comments have been amazing. So really appreciate you sticking with us, and love the fact that you guys are talking about this in the chat. The chat is really lit up with everybody's opinion about snitch or not snitch. The other thing that's so exciting about that is that it can be very gentle. It can be sort of funny. It can be cousins growing up, little kids growing up. Then you hear it all the way to the guy who a snitch led him to jail, you guys. And he's calling on the talk radio show. So we do got issues and so many different things. And the other thing is that so many people have different opinions about social media, even before it gets to the kids. You know, and all that they're doing against the adults. So they come after the adults, they come after the kids. And here's another thing. We're in a pandemic. So everybody now has plenty of time to sit around and think about how to take advantage of people on social media. It's just really sort of crazy. So it makes such a difference when you have it. And so we're so excited. You know, when we get back from the break, we are going to be so thrilled about what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be bringing you, what you guys are saying to us during the show, you guys. And then after the show, we were talking and we went back on there yesterday and we were seeing all your comments. So excited. So it's growing and it's so good. So good. I know, girl. Millicent said this is a hot topic. Hot topic. Tracy said, yes. I know, girl. DeRay said, where's Katrina? Katrina's in the hills somewhere. She's in the hills. She's in the mountains. We don't know where she is. We don't know where she is.
She's in the mountains right now. She's like, I ain't got time for y'all. I'm going to go see Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Exactly. So crazy. But she's texting, so if we can't tell too many jokes about it because she can hear everything we say. But listen, you guys, I gotta ask you, are you the messy one or the classy one or the sassy one or the messy one? Which girlfriend are you? Let me see. Oh yeah, see, I told you, Katrina's still listening. She lives in the second one. She's the second one. She said, "I'm in the mountain, Wi-Fi box." We knew she'd be all up in it. So funny. So coming after the break in just a minute, I'll be willing to talk, Chris. Yeah, absolutely, I can talk a little bit after the break. Let's see. Absolutely, this is good. Oh my goodness. Oh, are we talking now?
We're back.
All right. Welcome back to We Got Issues. Prior to the break, we were talking about to snitch or not to snitch, all of the pros and cons of social media and our children, our minors, our teenagers that are on. And we appreciate all of the comments and the questions that you guys are posting on our Facebook pages. And so we appreciate that. And so I'm going to throw it over to Gloria. Gloria, you had a comment?
You know what? One of the things that I was thinking about, you guys, this is such a great topic because, wait a minute. I get feedback here. Let me just see what's going on. Okay. I think we got it, right? Okay, super. All right. Oh, y'all, talk about snitch and not snitch. When we get off this call, we then call each other and talk about who was the worst one, who was the nicest one after the call. They're going to be like, Gloria, you messed up all the feedback on Facebook. You messed up all the feedback. I'll say, this is what I want to say to you guys. I want to say that when it comes to snitching, not snitching, telling and not telling, one of the things that's very interesting is really taking the understanding, the mindset that social media does take up a lot of time. It does take up a lot of time, but we're going to be here for a minute. This technology is going to be here for a minute. So to the parents, you're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to pay attention, and to the grandparents, because of social media, they're talking to the grandparents just as much as they're talking to anybody else because of the social media. So we have to get woke. And let me give you a piece of advice. Okay, let me give you a piece of advice. They don't tell you everything on YouTube. So you need to go and ask people that you know. You need to ask the little girl, little boy across the street, trying to figure it out because you don't know what an on and off switch is. And they do.
Right.
So you got to learn those apps and really be very forthright with participating. And one more piece of advice, you guys, listen to the conversations because they're not necessarily saying a lot. They're on their phones, but you get to listen to the conversations. I know Sabrina had 3 young adults in her house over the beginning of this pandemic. I can only imagine the kind of conversations that your kids were having. You know, it's just so amazing. What was some of that, Sabrina? Some of that conversation, I can just imagine.
Yeah, when we first all got shut in from the pandemic, first it was all huggy. We're so glad to see each other. We're so glad we're together. Everybody was sharing different things, TikToks and all the kind of things that are on social media. So I was settling into it. I'm like, I'm getting a lot of juice. I'm getting all into their lives like I've never been before. And then after a couple of weeks, everybody started getting in their own rooms, their own private quarters. It's like they only come out at dinner time, and that's when we have a lot of conversation. And then, of course, I got to know some of their friends over the first 2 weeks. Well, how's so-and-so? Well, how's she doing? Mama, you don't need to ask all those questions now. No, you don't need to know her tag name on IG. Okay, you don't need to become her friend. And so, I had to step back and say, okay, these young adults are young adults. At this point, you have to have a trust factor. When they get to a certain age, you do have to have a trust factor. And let's talk about that, because sometimes if you're just a nosy parent, just to be nosy, that's not good. And it sends a message that I don't trust you. And so
Right.
when they get of age, there's got to be a time where you got to say, okay, I trust you. I respect your privacy, and let it go. So it went from being all cozy and nosy to back off, mama. You know, you don't need to know all that. So we start.
You know, Katrina's all up in the
transition.
all up in the chat. Katrina's all up in the chat. You see all up in the chat. About you nosy,
Absolutely.
you nosy. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious, you
Absolutely.
guys. She talks about the fact that you have to be as smart as your teenagers. DeRay said, I said, ask a teenager. Then Corinthia, did I say that right? Carter said, ask a 6-year-old. And then DeRay said, ask a 4-year-old. I mean, pretty soon they're going to be talking to us in diapers, talking about how to fix your phone and get things done because they're that smart.
Right. I mean, these kids are almost coming out of the womb and asking for their mama's cell phone. They got a bottle in one hand, sucking on it, and they got a cell phone in the other hand. I mean, they know how to do so much. So I just think, you know, as parents, as grandparents, as concerned aunties, that, you know, we just have to, you know, be vigilant. I believe that, you know, what you put in your children is so important as well. And, you know, I think that it is okay to speak up and to speak out when you know that it will save somebody's life. And, you know, sometimes it's an easy conversation and sometimes, you know, it's not easy. But, you know, sometimes, you know, to save somebody's life, you have to do some things that are difficult. And so, you guys,
I just want to say, let's be clear. When danger is involved and when it's a serious issue, we are all mature, responsible adults. You know, when your gut tells you speak up, we speak up. It's not a game at that point. This is somebody's life. And so I just want our tribe to know that in all seriousness, we've had some fun today, but we know when it's a serious situation, you got to get serious about it.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things that on the light side, I got to ask y'all, okay, so we look at each other's social media and you guys look at your girlfriend's social media and you see inappropriate, not necessarily inappropriate. Let's just say it's not inappropriate, but let's just say it doesn't put her in the best light. It doesn't put her in the best light. It could be something that's too silly for her when she's trying to be funny, but she really ain't funny. Or she thought her outfit looked really good, but it really didn't. You know, it's just like, do you call her up? Do you take a Snapchat and say, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Do you call her up and tell her what looks good? I mean, what kind of girlfriend are you going to be? Because you know what? Y'all working hard to be on social media. Do you call a girlfriend up and say, girl, you might want to take that down or change it? What would you do? What would you do?
Well, I know for sure Nora would call you up in a heartbeat and tell you your hair looked a hot mess, what you had on. And you know Nora definitely gonna tell you if you had too much cleavage showing. She gonna tell you in a minute, pull it up, close it up, sew it up. So we all have that kind of girlfriend, right?
Right. She cray, for sure. I got a friend of mine sent a text message of another person doing reels, you know, and everybody's trying out the reels on Instagram. And so some of it looks good, some of it doesn't, but this is so exciting. This has been a great topic. You never know, Chris said.
Yes. This has been absolutely awesome. I can't believe it's time to go, but we want to thank you. You have been listening to 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, WFDF Radio. We are the Force of Friendship. Do us a favor. Tell a friend about the show and follow us at the Force of Friendship on social media. Tell us your issues. We want to know. And join us. Come to our website at theforceoffriendship.com. We'll see you on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye, guys.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Okay, you guys. Woo, that was awesome. A lot of conversation on that one. A lot of conversation, you guys. Thank you for hanging with us so much on Facebook. Thank you so much. You guys bring so much joy, so much of the conversation. So exciting, so exciting.
Okay, so on tomorrow, who's tomorrow?
I am the host tomorrow, the host with the most.
Rena is the hostess with the mostest on. She really is going to be on Thursday, not on Tuesday, not on Wednesday. On Thursday. Don't ask me why I had Tuesday stuck in my mind.
I don't know.
Tuesday. I'm like, okay, it is not Tuesday, it is Wednesday, but it's all good. When I tell you this, you guys were lighting it up. I mean, this brings us so much joy. We just want you guys to know when you're commenting and when you're posting, trust me, I'm trying to be on the radio, but I want to be in here. I want to talk to you. Like, okay, you can chew and walk and you can chew and walk at the same time. But when you're on this radio show, you better stay connected to the radio show. But you guys, we absolutely appreciate all of your comments. And please share. We absolutely want you to share us with your family and your friends. For sure.
You know, when we get ready to announce it, either tonight or tomorrow, when we announce what the next show is going to be about, call a girlfriend and invite them to listen to it. Because sometimes when they know the topic, it gets them even more juicier. Think of the comments. You guys think for us during the day what you would ask us at 6 o'clock, because we'll be here tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
Talk to you soon, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.